WBBM-TV presents In the Bag. In the Bag, a new fun quiz show. As you know, last Wednesday night, Hollywood presented Oscars to the talented winners. And now we present a man who has never won anything, John Coughlin.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thanks very much, Bruce Roberts, and you're right. I have never won a thing in my life. I have an Irish sweepstake ticket in my pocket right now. It's as good as gone. Welcome once again. Once again, this is the first show to In the Bag. It's a panel game based on the proposition that everybody is just a little bit curious. Actually, downright nosy, perhaps. But as we say, it is a panel show, a very simple show. You'll catch on just like that. It took me 30 seconds to catch on. Let's meet the panel, shall we? Take a look at them. Four of the nicest people you ever want to meet. First of all, our end man, a bon vivant, raconteur, early morning riser, and a man whose face has been shrouded in mystery lo these many years, Mr. Paul Gibson.
This isn't mystery I'm shrouded with, John. That's just circles under my eyes.
Oh, they're dandies.
We have one experienced panelist amongst us. The rest are amateurs. Janet Kern has panned practically everything in her brilliant column in the Chicago American, Monday through Friday, and 20 cents on Sundays, as I remember. Janet?
Thank you, Mr. Gibson. Your commission will be mailed to you.
Thank you.
Our middleman
So
here
you're in
today is the famous and celebrated reason the old Chicago Sun bought the Chicago Times, Irv Kupson.
Thank you, Janet. And I can hardly wait to see how the TV critics review you. With me is one of the great comedians of our day, a young lady who's breaking it up at the Empire Room, where she'll be appearing only until Monday night, after which she goes to Broadway, Miss Carol Channing, who is a natural girl, a natural talent, and a natural blonde. I think.
You do? I haven't seen the color of my hair for so many years, Cup. I don't know. Cup, thank you. Isn't it wonderful? No matter what we do, neither Janet Kern nor Cup can review any of us.
Isn't it marvelous?
So, yes, and now I give you our moderator, who never won anything again, John Coughlin.
Thanks very much, Cup. Oh, please. 2 rounds of applause is more than I can stand. Well, here's how the game works. It's very, very simple. We have contestants who will come in with little paper bags filled with mysterious objects that our panel members have to guess. If the panel members do not guess it the first time around, our contestant gets a chance at one of our grab bags, which contain almost anything. If on the second time around the panel still doesn't guess what's in the bag, our contestant gets 50 beautiful green dollars plus another chance at the grab bag. So without further ado, let's meet our first contestant, Mr. Frederick M. Gottlieb.
There's his bag.
All right, Mr. Gottlieb, if you will show the panel the paper bag, not what's inside the paper bag, and they'll try to guess what it is. In the meantime, we'll show our folks at home and the folks in the studio audience what you have in the bag. All right, Mr. Gottlieb, would you come up here and sit next to me, please, sir? Yep. This may be a tough one. Nice to see you, sir. You sit right down here.
Thank you.
And we'll put this mysterious bag right here in the middle. All right, now, panel, it's your job to guess what Mr. Gottlieb has in the bag. And, Mr. Gottlieb, you can only give him yes or no answers. Right. Don't give him a thing. All right, Paul Gibson, you start.
Mr. Gottlieb, when the people in the audience found out what was in that bag, everybody gave a little titter, a little bit of laughter. That wouldn't be wearing apparel in that bag, would it?
No, sir.
No wearing apparel.
Is it edible?
No, sir.
Is it alive?
It is not alive.
Was it alive?
It was never alive.
Doing great, Paul.
I'm winning every time, I can see that.
And that's the buzzer. It means we go along to our next panel member, Janet Kern.
Mr. Gottlieb, I thought when you put that bag down, I heard a little jingle. Is whatever is in that bag metallic or made of metal?
No, Miss Kern.
Is it made of plastic?
I beg your pardon?
Is it made of plastic?
It is not.
Well, does it roll?
It does not.
Is it part of something rather than a whole something?
It is not part of anything.
You know, I'm keeping right up with you, Paul.
Doing a grand job.
Yeah,
I
we're
thought
losing
so.
50
Back to the
bucks,
American.
I can see that.
Yes, I hope they'll take me. Well, is it something which is normally found around a house?
Could be.
Square. Congratulations.
Mr. Irv Kupcinet.
Thank you.
So far, we're like the White Sox, the hitless wonders. Is this something, Mr. Gottlieb, that you may find lying around the house? Kind of
Possibly.
loose-like?
Loose like no.
Around your house, you might find it lying around. Yeah.
Is this something that babies or my wife might cry for?
Possibly, yes.
Is it hot?
Carol Channing.
Is it something a woman would wear specifically?
Yes, ma'am.
It is.
Not necessarily a woman.
No.
Oh, a man can wear it too.
Yes.
I see. Is it something, would it be cosmetics?
No, Miss Channing.
No. And it is it cold then?
Slightly.
Cold?
And it's not loose, it's tight.
I beg your pardon?
It's slightly cold and it's kind of tight.
Slightly cold and kind of tight. What in the world could that be?
Is it a girdle?
A cold girdle? No. I don't think it's a cold girdle. We've gone through once. That entitles you to one of our grab bags. Care to just make a guess at the number here?
Number 5.
Number 5. All right, we'll mark you down for 5, and we'll go back. And this time, I think we'll start with Irv Kupcinet.
Mr. Gottlieb, have these a definite shape where they say they're round or square like the panel? Or some other shape?
Yes.
It has a definite shape.
It has a definite shape.
Oh, everything does just about, doesn't it?
Well, I've seen some sack gowns. I don't know. Do they have a definite shape? Let's try round. Are these round?
Some, yes.
And it's something that a woman most likely would wear, but a man could wear too.
Mm-hmm.
Nice try. Carol Channing.
Is it lingerie?
No, Miss Channing.
Yeah.
It is not.
Please, Miss Channing, I'm a bachelor. I'm not allowed to think about things like that.
Oh, I'm sorry. Would you wear it so that everyone can see it? Can you wear it on your person?
You could.
You could. A man or a woman can.
Man or woman, yes,
And
ma'am.
everyone can see it, or is it concealed usually?
No, you can see it.
Sometimes concealed, though, isn't it, Mr.
Yes,
Gottlieb?
at times it could be concealed.
You think you know what it is? Is it a hat?
A hat? No, ma'am.
Oh.
Women never conceal hats.
May I whisper to Miss Channing?
Beg pardon?
May I whisper to Miss Channing,
No.
John? I may not?
Yeah, you can whisper sweet little nothings, but don't give her any clues.
Oh, no clues. All right.
no.
I'm kind of mean, you know. Time's up anyway. We're back to Paul Gibson.
I haven't got any clues on.
Can I whisper
Make
to
it mine.
Paul?
Can I whisper to Paul?
Well, just a minute. I got enough trouble here as it is. You said this was not wearing apparel. Now, could it be jewelry?
Well, Julia would
Partly.
be wearing apparel, wouldn't
Is it a jewel?
it?
Partly.
A jewel? Partly, yes.
Is it a diamond?
You're-
Is it an engagement ring?
No.
But
You're
it is
partly
a
right when
diamond.
you said a diamond. We
The
have to be
diamond,
honest,
you're
yeah.
partly right.
There it is, diamond.
I guess we've gone through the panel. Actually, we haven't gotten to Janet Kern yet, though, have we? Do you want to make just a wild guess at it, Janet?
Well, I thought it was a diamond, but you mean there's more than diamond?
I'd say in behalf of Miss Channing, it's diamonds, plural, are a girl's best friend.
You are, you are right.
Actually, that is not the whole secret, though, Irv and Paul and Janet and Carol, because would you care to tell them what you have in the bag, Mr. Gottlieb?
I have in this bag over $250,000 worth of diamonds. Loose,
Mr. Gottlieb, we just changed the rules. Because
unset-
you lost, we get the
We
prize.
get the prize. Bring it
unset
over.
diamonds.
Could we take a look? Just,
Quarter of
you
a
may.
million dollars worth of
I didn't bring my sunglasses with me. I don't know whether I,
I have
can stand.
I have a magnifying glass in my pocket.
Good idea. $250,000 worth of diamonds in this bag. Oh, I see. They're all wrapped up, huh?
Yeah.
You got one nice one there that we can
I
wrap
know
up.
the
Good
name
eggs.
of Gottlieb. Everybody knows the name Gottlieb.
No, really.
Now you
Of course
find
they
out.
do. My very own father got a ring from you once, Mr.
Impossible.
Gottlieb. He certainly
Does
did.
Mr. Gottlieb know about
Really?
this?
In that case, don't you think Carol ought to be disqualified? She knows him.
I think we'll have to. Oh, look
I
at
looked
that.
right at him and never thought of that.
Can we show this to
Yes.
friendly Charlie here on the camera?
But too late.
Those are just some of the diamonds that Mr. Gottlieb has. Well,
And
Mr.
here,
Gottlieb,
here perhaps what might
A
interest
lot of
you.
your good friends over there, Carol.
Here's
Yes.
Your
I'm a
1,600
very
girl too,
best
Paul.
friends.
Small
but
diamonds.
Diamonds are her best.
1,600
allergic
small
to them.
diamonds.
Channing,
Yes.
1,600 of them,
Oh,
with a value of about $40,000. Right here.
Well, Mr. Gottlieb, if you want to leave your diamonds here, it'll be perfectly all right with me.
I shan't do that.
Oh, you're going to take it with you?
We shall.
Matter of fact, Mr. Gottlieb has an armed guard somewhere in the building that watches you very closely. Is that right?
More than one.
Well, Mr. Gottlieb, you have won yourself. This is like carrying coals to Newcastle. $50.
Oh, no.
I mean, this might be cute to give to the kids in the neighborhood or something.
Very good. My two
Did he win,
grandchildren
John?
in the audience here somewhere.
And you have two grab bags. The first, number 5, you got
John,
yourself...
We
not
guessed.
so easy with our
guessed.
money. We guessed the
We didn't
prize.
guess
You guessed that?
I think the bell rang, though.
The bell rang because we guessed it.
Mr. Gottlieb needs the money, though.
All right.
Badly.
It's $50 you get, and you get an electric shaver. Would you like to get another grab bag?
Number 7.
Number 7, that would be a lady's diamond wristwatch.
Oh, no.
Mr. Gottlieb, thank you so much for being
Thank you very
in
much.
the bag.
It's been awfully nice being here. I'll
John?
take the bags along.
Sure, you go ahead and take them. Oh, boy. I haven't seen wealth like that since Irv Cupson had walked in. Well, we all set? Let's take another go at it, shall we? Is your appetite whetted? Okay, our next contestant, a lovely young lady by the name of Miss Chris Bednar. Miss Bednar, if you will hold up the bag you have and let the panel sort of just get a wild idea of what's in there, we'll show the folks at home and our studio audience what you have in the bag. Okay, Miss Bednar, if you'll come up here and sit next to me, please, we'll have the panel take a wild guess at what they have to guess inside the bag. Sit down here, please. Thank you very much. All right, panel, as usual, we'll start with our genial end man, Paul Gibson. We'll hold it up, get a wild idea here.
Well, I know it can't be diamonds because we went through that. Nothing else will give a lady that contented look of satisfaction. This charming contestant.
There's a man who speaks from
Whereas,
experience.
except money. Is there money in that?
No, it isn't.
It isn't money? Bonds, stocks?
No, sir.
What else is a girl's best friend?
Men. There's no man in
The
there.
Housewives Protective League.
Janet Kern.
Well, let's try something at the extreme other end of the pole. Is what you have in there something rather mundane that we might see every day?
No, you wouldn't.
We wouldn't.
Like Monday through Friday.
Ooh.
And
20 cents on Sunday.
Sunday.
Well, is what you have in there by any chance something that we might see in a museum?
No, you wouldn't.
Not in most museums.
Is it something that none of us on this panel have ever seen?
I don't believe.
Oh, I think some members of the panel have seen this.
Would, say, Cup and myself be more likely to have seen it than our two colleagues?
I think for... what do we say?
Yes.
Yes, we'll just say yes. Don't give him any hints. What am I doing? All right, Cup.
Has this ever been used before?
Yes, it has.
Move the mic a little closer here. Huh?
Is this something that might be fun on a honeymoon?
This would be a riot on a honeymoon. No, I don't think so. He's thinking. Look,
Is it
look at
something that
that.
would make a fellow want to kiss a girl?
Would this make a fellow want to kiss a girl?
No. No, I don't believe it would.
I'm nowhere on this, huh?
Oh, you're doing great, Cup. Carol?
Although we haven't seen it, is it famous?
Yes, it is.
It is.
I think it would be, yes.
Would it be a ticket to a show or a ticket to a movie or something?
No, it wouldn't.
No,
It wouldn't.
no ticket.
But it's known all over the world, but very few people have actually seen it.
I think that would
Yes,
be true.
that's true.
Maybe the thing itself isn't known all over the world, but it's there's a connotation involved there that would make it famous. How about that for a kind of an obtuse remark, huh?
Does us a lot of
I don't
good.
understand it myself.
I think that's what he intended.
You would have heard of it, like the atom bomb or something.
What's all this about the atom bomb? Well, we've gone through the panel once. How about naming a grab bag, Miss Bednar? Just any one of the numbers back here.
Number 6.
Number 6, all right. We'll find out what that is a little bit later. Now, let's, Carol Channing, let's start with you again.
You must be
It's a dirty trick, I know.
Do you think I was?
I think you were, yes.
Let's see, what is famous? What was that document that was, is it a treaty, some world-famous treaty signed?
A tree?
A treaty.
Oh, treaty.
Yes, you know, some
Fiction,
agreement.
you know, treaty.
Oh, those things, yes. No treaty.
No.
No.
Paul Paul Gibson?
I knew this would get back to me. I've always had trouble with bags, and I'm certainly having trouble with this one.
That's why we have you on the show.
Is there paper in that? Is the article that's in it made of paper?
No, it isn't.
Is it made of cloth?
No.
Is it metal?
No.
Is it glass?
No.
Is there anything in it at all?
No. Yes.
Yes, yes. It isn't cloth, paper.
Grand job. Janet?
Is this or has it
Thank
ever
you very
been
much.
part of a tree?
Part of a tree?
Wood.
No.
You know, wood. Is this, well, I'll go back to my original line of questioning. Is this something which has anything whatsoever to do with the production of a newspaper?
No. No, actually not.
Well, that's a nice confusing answer.
That's what it meant to be. All right, one more to go. Cup.
This looks kind of peculiar to me. Could this possibly be Paul Gibson's bar tab?
In this little bag?
Much bigger bag.
I know, but it'd be there. It wouldn't be. He wouldn't pick it up.
No. No bar tab.
Have we established whether this is edible or not?
It is not.
We didn't establish it, but it isn't.
It is not. Is it something you'd find around the house?
Not
No.
most houses. You find some houses, don't you?
Few.
Is it something that Carol could use? Miss Channing?
She could, but she wouldn't. It looks like we've gone through the panel twice, and would you care to tell the panel what you have in the bag, Miss Bednar?
Ray Robinson's mouthpiece.
From the Basilio fight. Anybody care to see a mouthpiece?
Yes.
I think I'm going to see mine in just a few minutes. All right, Miss Bednar, that gives you another grab bag. Which one
That
would you
should
like?
have been easy.
Oh.
Anybody could figure that out.
Choose
Anyone.
number 14.
Number 14, all right. Number 6 would be a bottle of perfume, and number 14, you have won yourself a clock radio, and you've gone through the panel. They didn't guess what you got, so $50 to you, and our thanks for being with us on
Thank
In the
you.
Bag. Thanks very much, Miss Bednar. Well, panel, you have done a grand job so far. We've given away $100. We haven't guessed the contents of the bag, but the next one I think might be rather
John,
easy
I
for you.
think it was your charity and your generosity rather than our complete stupidity on that first one, because
We
we
guessed
had
it.
diamonds.
Well, you didn't really have the correct amount. We had
John,
Yeah,
don't,
we have
don't argue with us. Debate it with the
$250,000
management after the show for the $50 you gave away.
You
Oh,
have
I'm very
plenty
free with
explaining to
CBS's
them, John.
money.
Yeah.
When they send you down to get that $50 tonight, you'll be sorry you did that.
Wait till
And
you see
don't
my
come to
check.
us. We're not going to chip in.
Okay, let's meet our next contestant, shall we?
Are we?
Our next contestant we'll call Mr. X.
Let's get this one.
Come on in, Mr. X.
Hello, brother.
John, what is this? Marty's morgue?
I don't know.
Huh?
Mr. X, you've been drinking. Stay right there, Mr. X. Attaboy. And now we'll show our studio audience and the folks at home what Mr. X has in the bag. All right, Mr. X, if you will... Oh, boy, this is going to be great. Mr. X, if you'll come up and sit here next to me. The stairs, Mr. X. Mr. X. Oh, Mr. X. This is actually,
The second story man.
Here he comes. Not so close. Shake hands. We always do that on panel shows. Oh, you're a grand-looking lad.
Jeanette, you know what a
No,
second
no, please.
story
Those
man
are my ad libs over there. You can't take those. I think we ought to start the questioning. Paul, would you care to make a wild guess as to what Mr. X has
I
here?
was just telling Miss Kern what a second story man was. It's a husband with 2 alibis.
Well, we're going to have trouble.
Not with Chatter.
No, not with Chatter. Chatter's a good
Lovely
egg.
fellow. Is he going to be the moderator on this segment of our performance?
Next week he takes over.
He has a bland and amiable look about him. He's
Yeah,
not
he's
the
just
kind
reading.
of
Ah, here we
monkey
go.
that would put us in the dark on this. Chatter, is that something you would use in the bag?
Would use?
Yeah, is it something Chatter would use?
He wouldn't use it, no.
No.
Let's have to say no.
Is it something I
Right.
would use?
No, I don't think you'd use it either.
Is it edible?
Well, is it edible?
Even...
You're the contestant here. No, not edible. Janet Kern. And there
Well,
goes
I
our
have a-
contestant.
John, I have a small jurisdictional problem here. Maybe I should be disqualified. I don't know what's in the bag, but I had my picture taken with Chatter in my lap once.
Oh, that wouldn't disqualify you.
It doesn't?
No.
All right. In that case,
So you weren't sitting in his lap?
He was using my typewriter. Chatter, what you have in the bag, is that something that one of us peculiar creatures on the panel might like to eat?
Would they like to eat it? No, they wouldn't like to eat it.
Would we like to wear it?
No.
Would we, any of us, be inclined to use it fairly regularly?
No, I don't think so.
Well, is it something we have in our house?
We're getting a little round of applause from the contestant. Those were nice questions, though, weren't they? All right, Cup. I wish you were sitting here instead of me.
I'm a little bit confused. I thought Elvis Presley was in the Army already.
Oh, are you going to have mail tomorrow?
There goes the teenage audience.
Looks like the haircut.
Hello there.
He doesn't have Basilio's,
He doesn't have
Joints
Basilio's
in it, does
mouthpiece,
he?
no.
No cracks about the fight being in the bag, of course. That's all out. Is
It's
this
a tough
something
one,
that Chatter would wear?
Chatter? No, Chatter wouldn't wear it.
Would a human being wear it?
No, a human being wouldn't wear it either.
It's not edible.
Not edible.
It's not a piece of clothing.
Oh, like all the
Carol?
hams, they wave at the camera. Carol?
Is this something at all pertaining to Chatter? Would he like it?
Oh, yes, sure.
Oh, he would.
You bet.
Would we like it
You might.
as much as Chatter?
Beg pardon?
Would we like it as much as Chatter?
Probably not as much as Chatter.
Not as much. And it's not edible, and look at that.
I think you're boring them a little bit.
Chatter's not like it's not what good can it do Chatter? Would it,
No, it wouldn't do him any good, maybe. One bite and you're through, brother. You've gone through once. Now it gives you one of the grab bags, which I don't think I'm going to get for you because you've been kind of ornery. Let's start again with Janet Kern.
I knew you'd start with me this round.
How did you know that?
Because I could tell you just don't
I
like
have a
me. I
sneaky
can
look
tell.
at my eye.
You said Chatter would like this. Is it something he might be inclined to play with?
Well, he wouldn't play with it, no.
I mean, would he use it to earn his living?
Pardon?
Would he use it in the way of, shall we say, cosmetics when he
No,
goes on
not
the air?
cosmetics.
I think we
Chuck?
got some. Is this something Chatter uses on the show?
No. Yeah, I know, it's a riot. Yeah, we're having fun, aren't we?
Anybody got any ideas on the
is
panel?
it perfume?
No, but he could use some.
He could.
No offense. We're still with you, Cup, and
Yes, I'm
you
thinking.
look puzzled.
I'm really puzzled. Anybody
don't
got any
blame
ideas on this?
Aftershave.
Would you like a little conference?
Well, yeah, we might as well. Everybody's watching him anyway.
Yeah, isn't it the hardest thing to ask questions when somebody's upstage
Why
from
don't we
you?
put him over here and we'll all go
And I
sit
used to
over
be
there.
so fond of him, too. He was very nice when he was a baby.
Would it be shoes?
No, I'm afraid we're not going to get this. This is a pretty tough one. Actually, what Chatter has in the bag, and I don't know what he did with the bag,
Right down
was a
Right
picture
down
of
here.
Tarzan, his hero.
Oh.
Oh. And in lieu of $50, Chatter, we're going to give you a $50 banana. And I think you'd just as soon have that. Thanks very much, Chatter. You may leave any way you like. Chatter, anytime you like, you're hogging the camera. Television time is expensive. Well, we may sit here all night. Goodbye, Chatter. Lots of luck. Here, follow the banana peel. Attaboy. Where we go? All right, thanks very much, Chatter, and thank you, panel. I didn't think you'd get that one. We saved ourselves $50 on that one. That only cost us a banana. We got time for one more contestant?
Very slippery.
All right, then, let's have Mr. Ed Lynch come in, please. Mr. Lynch, if you will hold up the bag and let the panel see what you have, or just see the bag, and we'll show the folks at home what's inside the bag. Oh, they'll never get this one either. Mr. Lynch, come up and sit with me, please. This is going to make the Chatter one look easy. Right, Mr. Lynch? Yes. Does look kind of tough. All right, we haven't got much time, so let's get rolling, shall we, Paul?
I think what we've got to do is establish the category of that this thing lives in. Is it metal?
Yes.
It is. You know that. Does it have moving parts?
Yes, sir.
Does it keep time?
No.
Does it record temperature?
No.
Is it a meteorological instrument of any kind?
No.
Meteorological.
Janet?
Is it any kind of a tool?
Yeah.
Yes, it
I think you'd call it a tool of
Is
some
it
sort.
used more by people in one trade or profession than others?
Yes.
Is it something that would be used around a television studio?
No.
Just tonight. Cup?
Is this, you said it's a tool. Would you use it inside the house or outside the house?
Either place.
Either place?
Yes.
This is nothing that Liberace is famous for, is it?
No.
Not that we know of, no. I don't know everything about Liberace, though.
Is this something that Conrad Hilton would have in every hotel room?
No.
No.
Huh?
No.
Carol?
Is it something pertaining to Mr. Lynch? To
there's
your
a,
work,
there's a
Mr.
direct
Lynch.
connection, yes.
It is. To your work. Now, the trick is to find out what his work is. What does he look like?
Unemployed.
Oh, no.
He looks like a divorce lawyer.
Do you work in Las Vegas, or do you... it's a tool, and it's metal, and it has moving parts. Are you an engineer?
Well, I am, yes.
Well, actually, it doesn't really have to pertain to his occupation, but he is involved in what this item is. How's that for a real clever answer?
He manufactures
Very
it.
bad.
No. Let's start again, Cup. Do you want to give it another try?
All right. Is this something you would use in a game?
No.
It's not a...
No, it's not a game.
No pogo stick in there, no.
Yeah. But it is something that's metal.
Yes.
You find it inside or outside the house. It's sort of a tool.
Carol, we're back to you again.
You do not manufacture this. You're not an engineer. Do you work in a factory?
No.
Do you, did you invent this?
No.
Did you create it? Did you dream it up?
No.
Lots of luck. You're
Are
doing very
you,
good.
are you called an artist?
If there's a direct connection with, well, actually, I think we're going to run out of time before we get this thing. Do you want to tell him what it is, Mr. Lynch?
Yes, sir, you tell him.
Go ahead and tell him.
It's a tattoo machine.
The what?
A tattoo machine.
A tattoo machine.
Let's show it to him and see what it really looks like.
They're just trying to give away money.
Ever
that's
seen a
all.
tattoo machine before? Let's hold it up
No.
here for old Charlie to take a look at.
Would you give a little demonstration on John, please?
No, but I'll tell you what we will do. You have some rather unusual tattoos, haven't you, Mr. Lynch?
Yes.
Would you like to show them to the panel?
Yes.
Now, panel, I know you've seen a
Yeah,
few
the
tattoos in
striptease.
your life, but I think our friend Mr. Ed Lynch has some tattoos that are really out of this world.
This is the first time I've ever seen a male striptease.
In the background, we'll play A Pretty Girl Is Like a Melody.
That would
Actually,
be
have any of
Minsky
you ever
Korsakov, then,
had
wouldn't
any
it?
tattoos at any time, like Mother on the elbow or something? Wait till you take a look at this. On the back, it says, it's Iwo Jima, and you'll notice down on the small of the back, pardon me for pointing, it says, I read Janet Kern. And that's tattooed on there.
What?
I read Janet Kern. And if you'll turn around, that is a picture of Marilyn Monroe.
What has he got, Iwo Jima on the back?
And Marilyn Monroe on the front.
What
You see
happens?
Okinawa.
What happens to Marilyn when you sneeze?
Nothing good.
Do you
Mr.
always
Lynch,
feel
if you
fully
care to
clothed?
make a couple of selections of the grab bags, which numbers would you like? A couple of them now.
Number 7.
Number 7. Oh, we've already given that one out. Let's take a look there. What's ever left?
Quite a spectacle.
13, that would be a ball and chain. That's what you need. And what else?
21.
And 21, that would be a play card set, whatever that is. They don't seem very good, but we do have $50 for you, Mr. Lynch, and our thanks for being with us on In the Bag. Oh, go ahead. Mr. Lynch wants to tell where he got this work done. A little plug for the tattoo artist.
The work that you see upon me is the combined efforts of 2 tattoo artists, Ralph Johnstone and Tats Thomas, at Tats Thomas Studio, 13 West Harrison.
Thank you, Mr. Lynch. We're a little running short on time. If you'd like to attend our show, just write a letter to In the Bag, CBS TV, Chicago, Illinois. And now, good night to our panel. Good night, Mr. Gibson.
Good night, John.
Miss Kern, Mr. Cupsonet, and our special thanks to Miss Carol Channing. We'll look for you over at the Palmer House. Thanks very much.
Thank you, John.